Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please make your way to your seats as our program will begin shortly. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please make your way to your seats as our program will begin shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin. If you could please make your way to your seats. Thank you. Invited guests, welcome to the GW Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Please direct your attention to the video screen as our program begins. And now, please welcome GW Director of Athletics and 2002 GW Athletics Hall of Fame inductee, Tanya Vogel, to the stage.
Woo-wee! What a good-looking crowd. Good evening. I'm Tanya Vogel, and I'm your host for tonight's event. On behalf of the George Washington University and the Department of Athletics, we are pleased to welcome you to tonight's GW Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony. What a pleasure it is to be together again to celebrate some of the greatest student athletes to ever wear the buff and blue. To get started, we do have a few special guests with us tonight. First, please join me in welcoming GW's 19th president, Dr. Ellen Gramberg, and her wife, Sonia Rankin. And please welcome GW trustee, Ave Tucker. Please also welcome Vice President of Development and Alumni Relations, Donna Arbide. And our Vice Provost of Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Colette Coleman. And finally, please join me in welcoming our chair of our Athletics Advisory Council and GW School of Business and Women's Swimming alumna, Denise Dombe. We also have several of our head coaches with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming women's basketball head coach, Caroline McCombs. Men's basketball head coach, Chris Caputo. Gymnastics head coach, Margie Cunningham. Our men's and women's swimming and diving head coach, Brian Thomas. Men's soccer head coach, Craig Jones. And baseball head coach and 1999 GW Hall of Famer, Greg Ritchie. Please also join me in welcoming back to campus former GW head women's basketball coach and current Marquette assistant, Jonathan Sippis, as well as GW women's basketball assistant coach and current Temple University head coach, Diane Richardson. And GW Hall of Famer and former men's basketball head coach, Bob Talent. Tonight, we'd also like to recognize the current GW Athletics Hall of Fame members who are here with us tonight. I ask that you please stand and be recognized. And lastly, please join me in thanking our presenting sponsor for the evening, the New York Liberty, and a special thank you to the Friedman Family Foundation for naming our GW Athletics Hall of Fame. And now it is my great pleasure to welcome to the stage George Washington University's president, Dr. Ellen Granberg. Of course.
Well, good evening, everyone. Tanya, thank you so much for your continued leadership here at GW, both as a former student athlete and, of course, as the last 6 years as our director of the athletics department. It's really a pleasure to work with you. I want to join Tanya in welcoming you to this celebration of athletics at GW. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend this evening with us, and to all of our returning athletes, welcome home. Our athletics program has long been a source of great pride at GW. And since my wife Sonia and I joined in July, we have loved attending games, matches, and meets, getting to know our student athletes and their families, and cheering on all the GW Revs. If you've been at an athletics event recently, you've probably seen Sonia's incredible passion for our teams. She truly loves not just sports, but athletes. And she was a young athlete herself, and so she knows exactly what it's like to be a student and to be an athlete. And she once told me that as she progressed in her career, she was a manager of sales teams for many, many years. She would always hire athletes. And I know I don't need to explain to this group why. Our games are exciting. But the real impact of GW athletics goes beyond the titles won or lost, the time on the field or the court or the pool. Participating in sports is a remarkable way to develop collaborative leadership and deep self-knowledge. And we've heard over and over again the stories of personal transformation born of our athletics program. It's that resilience, that leadership, that self-knowledge that caused Sonia to say she always wanted to hire athletes. Each of you here today, by supporting our student athletes and a robust athletics program at GW, has shaped generations of leaders for society. And this engine of resilience, teamwork, and tenacity is located just steps from the halls of justice and international policy. I can't imagine a better place to be a student athlete. Sonia and I were so honored to be a part of this evening's Hall of Fame celebration and to learn more about the remarkable impact of this special group and all that you have done for GW, for athletics, for the university community, and beyond. Tonight, we're going to honor trailblazers, champions, and record setters from 7 different sports spanning nearly 50 years of history, who have all made tremendous contributions to GW both on and off the field. And in honoring these inductees, we also really want to recognize the family members, the coaches, the friends, the trainers, and the teammates who helped make these achievements possible. As you look around this room tonight, it is clear that no great athlete competes alone. Every one of our inductees embodies the commitment to discipline, determination, and teamwork that animates our entire student body at GW. Your legacy is marked by exceptional achievement, and I do not doubt that you will inspire many generations of Revs to come. So thank you for inspiring us. And congratulations on your induction into the GW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024. It's now my distinct honor to introduce a GW School of Business alum, a former outfielder for GW's baseball team, and a current member of the GW Board of Trustees, Ave Tucker. For decades, Ave has firmly believed in GW and is a proud supporter of our athletics and our educational programs. For me, in his role as trustee, Ave has been a friend and a steadfast partner in the leadership of this university, and I cannot thank him enough for all he does for GW. So please join me in welcoming Trustee Ave Tucker.
Hello, GW. Hey, I'm really honored to be here tonight and say a few words. I'm also honored to be a trustee who, along with Michelle Rubin and others, provides governance over the athletic program. It's an athletic program that's in the great hands of Tanya Vogel, and I think every one of our 20 teams is important, and as I'm going to talk a little bit about, is critical to the mission here at George Washington University. Ellen, thanks for your comments. We didn't prepare together, but I have a few of the same ideas as you do. But I wanted to let you know that one of my unofficial duties in the last presidential search was to, quote, find a president who both understood and supported athletics. And we got that in President Granberg and a heck of a lot more. I also want you to know that the Board of Trustees is fully supportive of the athletic program. We're proud of it, and we think as I'm going to say, the athletes on this campus are one of the best, in my biased opinion, the best student representatives at the university. Briefly, I just wanted to tell you I've got a long history at GW since I was born almost 69 years ago at the George Washington University, or the old George Washington University Hospital. Then I came here in the mid-'70s to get a degree in baseball and a minor in accounting. The baseball ended here, but the accounting continued. Then I moved to San Francisco, which why I haven't seen a lot of these inductees in many years, and looking forward to tonight. But I met my wife, Diane, in San Francisco. Turned out she grew up in McLean, Virginia, was born at the old George Washington University Hospital. And shockingly, when we had our first daughter, we found out that we were delivered by the same doctor here at George Washington University. I don't know about irony or fate, but my father went here in the mid-'50s, law school at night. He turned down Harvard because he had a very important job making $3,000 a year at the State Department, and he couldn't give that up. So he stayed here. It served him well. Both my mother-in-law and father-in-law went here. My mother-in-law in the 50s became one of the first women to get an economics degree at GW. So GW is in our blood. It runs buff and blue. All right, I want to tell you that I personally and the Board of Trustees, we firmly believe in athletics, that it's critical to the GW mission. For GW, the athletic program provides a better applicant pool than if we didn't have one. And it provides great student athletes. I know you've probably heard that the GPA of our students, athletes, are very high. And it gives what I think really is the best student representatives on campus. Always proud walking around to see our athletes. They're mature and they're great representatives of the university. For the athletes, and this is a little bit about what Ellen said, it does a number of things. One, you learn how to work hard. You learn how to juggle schedules. You learn how to win and play to win. And these are all critical attributes that you need to have success and happiness in life and in your career. And to echo what Ellen said, I know I do, and most employers favor athletes over others because of their ability to work hard, juggle schedules, win, and most importantly, they know how to work in a collaborative team effort, which is critical to success in most areas. Next, I want to recognize the current GW baseball team. Can you just quickly stand up, anyone of the current team? I want you to notice how tall they are, okay? I played in an era when there was no minimum height requirements, as there apparently is now. I mean, I think there were still some rides at Disneyland that I wasn't able to ride when I was here at GW. But anyway, I want to congratulate the current team. I want to wish you really good luck this year. And what I really want you to do is replace this team as the best team in GW's history. All right. Okay, next I want to congratulate all the Hall of Fame inductees. And then I just want to talk for a minute about the 1979 team, even though you're going to hear from others more about their accomplishments. But this team had a lot of guts, it had a lot of ability, and most importantly, it had a winning attitude. And I want you to know that they succeeded despite some very serious challenges. The most of which was, as did I, we played on what's called the ellipse, which is not really a baseball field. It's just a big rectangular piece of land between the White House and the Washington Monument. Games used to end for the president to land in deep left field, and I think the Christmas tree was in deep left field. One of our games, I think we were the only ones out other than 1 million people being married by Sung Young Moon at the time, on both the monument grounds and on the ellipse. And this is for the current team. It wasn't a baseball field. There was no dugout. There was a few fans. There was no clubhouse. There was no batting cage. There was no stadium. And you had to go about a half a mile to get to a bathroom. But this team prevailed despite all of that. Now, in closing, I want to read something to you that appeared in the Washington Post at that time. And it said, at the beginning of the college season, GW players were telling anyone who would listen that the Colonials had a very good team. The way GW played during the 3-day Eastern Collegiate Athletic Conference Tournament verified those forecasts. Today, the Colonials defeated James Madison 8-4 to finish a 3-0 sweep and earn the first ever NCAA national tournament spot. After putting together a 5-run 6th inning to take an 8-3 lead, the loosey-goosey players began antics like dancing around the bullpen and dugout, and the word Omaha World Series began to be mentioned. Congratulations to you guys. We're really proud of you. Thanks.
And now, please welcome to the stage GW Baseball Junior, Teddy Brennan, who will induct our first... Teddy will induct our first inductees to the 2024 GW Athletics Hall of Fame class, the 1979 baseball team.
Good evening. My name is Teddy Brennan, and I am a junior on the baseball team, majoring in communications. Our first Hall of Fame inductee is the 1979 baseball team, the only GW baseball team in program history to secure an NCAA tournament victory. The 1979 GW baseball team won the ECAC championship and knocked off Seton Hall in a historic season for the program. Led by GW Hall of Famer and head coach Mike Toomey, one of 4 Hall of Famers involved with the team, GW compiled a then program record 35 wins and won the ECAC South Championship. In the NCAA tournament, GW lost to eventual runner-up Arkansas by 1 run before securing the 5-2 win over Seton Hall. Individually, Billy Goodman set the then program record with 65 runs scored. Mike Howell became the first member of the Buff and Blue to post double-digit wins with 10 triumphs on the Hill. And Kenny Lake pitched 108.2 innings, a single-season mark that still stands to this day. Please join me in welcoming former head baseball coach, 1989 GW Hall of Famer and alumnus, Mike Toomey.
The only reason that I signed Abe Tucker was because he was shorter than I was. And I wanted to have somebody that I didn't want to be the shortest guy in the field. So thanks for that, Tucker. I served it well. Yes, you did. Dr. Granberg and Tanya and Jen, we want to thank you for all that you've done, all that you do here at GW. It's fabulous. I just want to say that, Jen, the things that you do here as the executive for development and athletics is fabulous. To put something together like this is a yeoman effort. We appreciate it very much. And it's just great to come back 45 years. I have not seen these guys for 45 years, if you can imagine that. I guess you would say we're on the back 9, right? But thank the good Lord that we can all be together. We're going to share some stories tonight. Those 350-foot home runs are going to be 420.
Heck yes.
Those 85-mile-an-hour fastballs are going to be 92 miles an hour, especially when you have a little sarsaparilla in you. You know how it goes. But we'll expand on it a little bit later when we're sitting on the couch. And we're going to introduce the team. The one thing I'd like to do at this time, we have some fallen brothers that have gone on with the Lord. And I want to be sure that they get their due. Left-handed pitcher, first baseman, Ken Lake. Ruth, are you here this evening? Would you please stand? Would you give a hand to Ruth Lake? From St. Joe, Missouri, and I don't know if any of Bobby Dornick's family is here tonight, but Bob Dornick was a second baseman shortstop that was an integral part of our team, and we want to keep him in our thoughts and prayers as well. And finally, right-handed pitcher from Ithaca, New York, who won some big games for us, Dennis Minogue. I would like, Father Jack, if you don't mind, and I would like you to stand, if you don't mind, for a moment of silence for these players. Father Jack, would you be kind enough to say a prayer for our fallen brothers, please? Thank you.
Good and gracious God, we give you thanks and praise for these men and for all of those athletes who have gone before us. Grateful for the blessings that they have been to us, to the university, George Washington. We ask that you lift up your face and let it shine down upon them. We ask that you welcome them into your loving arms for all eternity. And we ask this prayer in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. At this time, Tanya, I'd like to introduce our ball club. I'm going to start with the catchers. John Smallwood. John, would you come up, please? Scott Carcella, catcher. Mike Howell, right-handed pitcher, first baseman. Drew Ingram, second baseman. Jim Goss, third base. Barry Goss, shortstop, second base. Billy Goodman, shortstop. Steve Doherty, third base. Blake Juggins, third base. Russ Ramsey, left field. Tino Monaldo, center field. Tom Beebe, right field. Stan Gamont, left field, right field. Mike Leventhal, right-hand pitcher. Dr. Doug Weckstein, right-hand pitcher. Our assistant coach, who's had some health problems, is one a big part of our success. John Norris. John's in Dallas, Texas. Former minor league player in the Indians organization, did a hell of a job with our guys, had a good working knowledge of the fundamentals, and he was a character, kept our club loose, and we loved John. And last but not least, our medical staff, Dr. Tom Sokowski, who was outstanding, keeping our guys on the field. I got him. Our next player, and I saved him for last because he has over 700 wins as the head coach at Catholic University. He has taken Catholic University to the Division III World Series and is one of the most winningest coaches in all of college baseball. Ross Doc Natoli. I don't think I've ever been happier for a group of guys that are so well deserving. We know that there are a lot of deserving athletes and teams that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. So we'd like to thank the selection committee and all those involved in supporting the program. We are truly humbled. God bless. Thank you.
Drew, come sit here, Drew. Yeah, come on.
Easy
All right.
now, easy now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, man.
Now introducing Drew.
Were you ready
Ingram.
for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? All right. Coach, that was incredible. So talk to us about this very special team and how it all came together in the unforgettable 1979 season.
We had a good mix of younger players that we had brought in. We had a lot of players that were juniors and seniors, and we had some good junior college players that solidified at this ball club. We had great camaraderie. We had great chemistry. We had baseball players. Nowadays, the way the game is played, Tanya, there's a lot of individuality, home run, how hard you hit it, how fast can you throw it. But with this club, it was execution. You asked them to get a bunt down, you asked them to hit and run, they were going to do it. That's what separated us. And I'd just like to say this to everybody, if you don't mind. Like Abe Tucker said, we're playing Arkansas, Florida State, Seton Hall, who had unbelievable facilities, the best in college baseball. Stadiums, batting cages, you name it, they had it. Abe alluded to the fact that we played on the ellipse, and I'm just going to tell a couple quick stories if you don't mind.
Please.
Our infielders actually took infield with small catcher's masks. That's how bad the field was. We had homeless people on the field that we had to move to play the game. Okay? We had a laundry truck that we took on our local trips. I was the driver. The players were in the back with 2 benches, and we had a cage between me and the players. And we pulled it up behind the backstop, and go get 'em, boys. That's what we did.
Coach, what I'm hearing is if Greg Ritchie complains about anything, I'm just saying.
Just let me say, I was honored to sign Greg Ritchie in the 8th round when I was with the Giants back in 1986. And I don't think the players realize how lucky they are to have a guy like Greg as their coach. A former major league hitting coach with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Greg, would you just stand up? When we went to the playoffs, we had a bus that said the Jubilee Spring Waters of the United Church of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And that's the absolute truth. We had a big blue bus with the old white walls, and when we pulled up to the ECAC tournament, you could hear a pin drop. Who the hell are these guys? And we walked off that bus, and we beat Penn State, who had a good ball club. We beat James Madison, who had just 2 years prior had gone to the College World Series, and a tough Catholic University team who had gone to the NCAA Regionals 2 years prior, who beat St. John's and Seton Hall. So those are big wins for us. And then we went to the NCAA Regionals down at Florida State and playing the likes of Florida State, Seton Hall, Delaware, and of course Arkansas had a lot of players. Seton Hall had developed guys like Mo Vaughn, Craig Biggio, who's a Hall of Famer. There was a lot of good major league players that played on those teams. But I just want to say it's a credit to these guys who overcame so much adversity to get where they got. And I am so happy and thrilled for these teams. This was their team. Mm-hmm. They policed themselves. I was a spoke in the wheel. We had coaches on the field. And there was sometimes now I think we overcoach, analysis paralysis. But we let them play. And they did a hell of a job. I want to just tell you two quick stories. I think we're the only team in the history of college baseball that actually had a horse come up on the field while the game was going on. I'm coaching third base
Police?
against Delaware, and I'm giving the signals, hey, here we go, which you never hear anymore now. And here comes a Capitol policeman
I knew it.
on a horse.
Yep.
And I go, what's going on? He said, are you the coach? I said, yeah, I'm the coach. He goes, here's a $200 ticket for breaking the window behind the backstop here. Give it to your athletic director. I don't think that's happened anywhere else, has it, Tanya?
No, but you know, I was thinking, the reason I knew it was Capitol Police, for any soccer players in the room, we got chased off the fields as well by Capitol Police. We just ran, though. They were trying to give us tickets. We just ran.
The last story. We adopted one of the homeless guys. His name was Dean. I called him Dean the Dream. And Dean would chase the balls, all the foul balls, and I'd slip him a $20 bill every day, and so on and so forth. But I had to give Dean the pink slip one day. He came up to me at third base and he said, Coach, I think this is a good time to hit and run. So that was it for Dean. But I won't belabor the point anymore. Guys, I'm so happy for you. 45 years later, God bless you. And it's an honor to have coached you.
I
Thank
love
you.
it. So let's talk to some of your players. Russ, you were a sophomore on that championship team and played a leading role in the success. What do you think made this team so special?
Well, thank you, Tanya, and that's a tough act to follow. But Coach Toomey was trained with the best of them, and he was an amazing leader for our team. And you know, I think I was one of two sophomores on this team. Kenny Lake being my roommate my freshman year, and really an amazing competitor. And as was said before, Kenny set a single season record with I think 108 innings pitched. And that record still stands today. And I would say he was the horse and we rode him. But as one of, and his arm was never the same, by the way, Coach, by the way.
I was going to say that record's probably going to stand.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand. But, you know, I guess I would say you've gotten a good flavor of what made this team special. But as a sophomore, I will say it was the leadership of the senior guys. We were blessed with some really great players who went on to play professionally, like Billy Goodman and Jim Goss and a few others. But what we really had was character and leadership, including this guy to my right, as you can tell, is a little shy and retiring. But Drew was a All-American transfer from Allegheny Community College. And he came in very serious. I remember the first memory I had when we had finished the regular season and we were getting ready for the postseason, and he showed up with his softball glove and his white soccer cleats. And I said, what are those? Because I got to break my cleats in for softball because I can't wait to get back. And so the point of that story was this was a group who was tenacious, talented, skilled, but didn't take themselves too seriously. Baseball is a game of really individuals coming together as a team because you never know who is going to be there for the last out, the last at bat. And so, you know, you really have to have that mental sort of, what do you have to have, Drew? Here, you.
Yes.
Yes. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Come on, Drew. Give him a few. Here.
How y'all doing? They nicknamed me Country because they thought I talked funny, which I was like, yeah, okay. It's me talking funny. So there was two country guys, me and Scott Carcella. And Coach, you might want to take little notes on this. We kind of indulged a little bit pre-night. And one night I did not indulge and went 0 for 5. And I told Toomey that will never happen again. So if you got any country boys, you might want to cut them loose.
Like I said, the team had character, Tanya.
Well, listen, thank you all very much. We're so excited to induct your team into the Hall of Fame. Enjoy tonight. Drew, did you indulge tonight already? Maybe a little bit, just a little bit. Appreciate you.
And now, please welcome to the stage gymnastics student athlete Marley York, who will induct our next member of the GW Athletics Hall of Fame, Darden Wiley.
Good evening. My name is Marley York, and I'm a junior on the GW gymnastics team, majoring in statistics. Our first individual inductee is Darden Wiley. One of GW gymnastics all-time greats, Wiley finished first overall in the all-around at the 2001 Atlantic 10 Championship, leading number 21 George Washington to its 4th straight A10 title. She was also the conference champion on bars with a 9.825. Voted the conference's most outstanding performer and student athlete of the year as a senior. She was named to the all-conference team in the same year that saw GW finish 4th at the NCAA Southeast Regionals in Gainesville, Florida. In 1998, Wiley earned A10 Rookie Performer of the Year and penned her name into GW's record book with the 5th best score on floor with a 9.925. Please join me in welcoming to the GW Athletics Hall of Fame, Darden Wiley.
Hey, Marley, come over here. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Step forward. All right. Oh, you're going to be great. Is your little brother here? I couldn't resist.
He's here and really hoping that the names were wrong,
Yeah, well,
and that it's really
the
his
names-
Hall of Fame. So.
No, the names were definitely not wrong.
Got you.
Darden,
down.
so take us back to that 2001 A10 championship. The team was nationally ranked, had an incredible year. What was your mindset going into the bars and then all around, which you both won?
That's a great question. I think the mindset was that we were ready to conquer and win. We had been there before, and as a team, we really had prepared so much, not just physically. We had done every repetition, repetition after repetition of our routines, hundreds, if not thousands of times. So really, when you get into a competition, it's all about the mental game. And I think for us, we knew that we were capable of winning. And when you have a team that has the ability to believe in yourself and also your team, you're going to be very successful. We also have, as Margie, my coach, would know, attitude is everything. And I know you guys know everything about that.
You can recite it, right?
No. I'm happy to invite them over here to do it. But it really is a statement that I recommend everyone to know and to live by, because that attitude is everything. We were 100% prepared. We knew that we could come in and that we could do very well and succeed. And at that point, we just had our attitude was we're going to go out and have fun and enjoy the competition, and we killed it.
Crushed it.
Yeah, we crushed it.
I love that. What are some of your favorite memories from your time as a GW student athlete?
I am going to keep most of that to myself.
All right.
My parents are here.
Not all.
No. I'm just kidding. To be honest with you, there's 3 major core memories that I would love to share. One is the Smith Center. It, to me, is such a core memory as a GW athlete. When you walked in, it was the person that was greeting you, to the person that was giving us our van key, to take us to our memorable daily trips to our practice facility. And then you'd come back, and there was your athletic academic advisor ready to help you and make sure that your classes are you're going to your classes, number one, and that you're being successful in that and preparing you for your post-career after GW. And then you'd have people walking around and everyone just knew your name, whether it was the athletic director, the associate director, or anyone in between. It just kind of felt like a home away from home that was so comforting during those times. I think I saw the people at the Smith Center more than my family or my home in those 4 years. And I think the athletic training room is one of the most core memories, not because I had a ton of aches and pains, which I did, but as any athlete can understand, but it was really a place that a student athlete could go and you were in the same room as someone that was going through exactly what you were going through. And to me, that's such a core memory to have the Smith Center as kind of my home, away from home for 4 years. I go there now and it's incredibly different and it's so lovely, but I still kind of get a little bit of a jolt at thinking all the memories that kind of flood back. Another core memory would be my teammates. And to be quite honest, I feel kind of odd being here without them. You know, gymnastics is a sport that you compete individually on an individual event. However, you're really striving to contribute to the team's success. So for me to be up here without the rest of my team, I just want to acknowledge them, because without them, I wouldn't be here. So I think plain and simple, I just feel like I should be sharing this with them. And I do want to just take a second, and I know you know who I'm going to speak of, but my co-captain, Lindsay Ferris, she was with me in 2001 A-10 championships, and she was my co-captain my senior year. And I will tell you that last meet, which was potentially our last meet as an A-10, we ended up going to NCAAs, but we knew that that was probably our last meet in our entire 18-year career history of gymnastics. And so to really put kind of the icing on the cake for our career at GW. But Lindsay is no longer here, and she was taken from us way too early. But I assure you that if she were here, she would be the loudest, boisterous person supporting not only me, but GW student athletes as a whole. She was the world's greatest cheerleader and of just life. And I'm so indebted to her. So even though she's no longer with us, her legacy certainly lives on, and the impact that she made on me is forever. So to me, she should be sitting right here. So I do want to put that out there. And the last is I have to mention Margie. Margie is in the 39th?
39th.
Yes. 39th year of GW Gymnastics head coach, and I am so honored to
Started
have had
when
her.
she was 8.
Yes, absolutely. I think she was still crawling. I could be wrong, but yeah, and I'm sure none of you know this, I don't know why you would, but she really believed in me. I actually walked on to GW Gymnastics as a walk-on, and because of her guidance and her belief, I was able to earn a scholarship and ultimately walked out, 4 years later as a champion with my team, but also ready for the world. And Margie does not teach gymnastics. She teaches you life, and she teaches you how to be empowered as a woman, and to know that whatever you set your mind to, you're going to do it. And she really doesn't give you an option. So you just kind of just tag along, and then you realize it's okay. So those are my core memories. I will say that right now, getting this award is one of the greatest honors. And to whomever made that, GW Athletics, and to those that kind of made the decision to decide who is worthy of this recognition, I am so internally grateful to you. To be kind of in the same class and caliber as the athletes in this room is really just mind-blowing, and I'm so incredibly grateful. So thank you.
You belong here. So
Thank you.
deserved. Darden, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And now, please welcome to the stage men's soccer student athlete Tim Newman, who will induct our next member of the 2024 GW Hall of Fame class, Arne Johansson.
Good evening. My name is Tim Newman, and I'm a senior on the men's soccer team majoring in mathematics. Our next inductee is Arne Johansson. A physically imposing forward from Iceland, Johansson burst onto the scene in 2001 by scoring 10 goals in 13 matches on the way to being named A10 Rookie of the Year. He went on to put together a dynamic run in Buff and Blue, tallying 93 points via 40 goals and 13 assists, and twice earning All-Atlantic 10 honors over 3 years from 2001 to 2003. Johansson was at his best in 2002 when he piled up 18 goals and 6 assists to help GW win its first A10 title and advance to the NCAA tournament. He garnered All-Conference second team and All-Region third team honors before being named Most Outstanding Player of the A10 Championship, after netting 4 goals and adding an assist over GW's 2 tournament victories. With 12 goals as a senior in 2003, he cemented his place among the program's all-time leading scorers, as he remains third on GW's all-time goals list and fourth in points. Please join me in welcoming to the GW Athletics Hall of Fame, Arne Johansson.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim. Arnar, that was unique. I feel incredibly average sitting next to you. All right, you made a really huge impact on GW men's soccer from the time you arrived on campus. Unlike some students today who get 5, 6, even 7 years, you were able to have an impact in 3 seasons, which makes your goals to game ratio even more impressive. What made you so successful, especially when it came to scoring goals?
Firstly, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to speak in public. I absolutely love it.
Doing great.
Yeah, but scoring goals. I came in as an older student, not the oldest on the team, just so we know. I started playing with men at the age of 16. So it's just, you learn the tricks of the trade, and obviously you get more confidence. And when I came in to win. I didn't come in as a rookie, and I think that's the reason why I scored many goals from day one.
No question. It wasn't George Lister?
No, it was more. No, he actually gave me the confidence just to play my game. He wanted me to win, he wanted me to score goals, and he wanted me to somehow put that into other players that, think higher, think more, believe in yourself. And that hasn't really been a problem in my life, in believing in myself. Some people call that arrogance. I call that self-belief. So I think that's why I managed to score all these goals.
Incredible. Now tell us about your 2002 season when you led GW to the first Atlantic 10 title and a trip to the NCAA tournament. How were you and that championship team able to achieve so much?
The season was, we came in with a lot of confidence. Everybody was fit, especially me. And we started winning games. And then I got injured. I pulled my hamstring and I was out for the season. And we started losing games. And then I decided to play injured. No, I'm kidding. It was a little bit. No, it was we had a good squad. We knew that we had a run. Mm-hmm. If we could put a run together, we could, make it to the playoffs and maybe get into the final. But I think as the season progressed, we understood each other more. We're all different players. We come from different backgrounds. We play differently. And when we all somehow realized that, we're all just a piece of the chain, mm-hmm. and we got that run together, and I think we were in 9th place, and then we won 6 in a row, got into in the playoffs, beat the first seed, and then in the final we won it. I think it was all self-belief.
Incredible. Well, listen, Arnar, it's long overdue. Congratulations on being inducted into the GW Athletics Hall of Fame.
And now, please welcome to the stage softball graduate Arizona Richie, who will induct our next Hall of Famer from the 2024 class, Autumn Taylor.
Good evening. My name is Arizona Richie, and I'm a softball graduate student alumna studying environmental resource policy. Our next inductee is Autumn Taylor. A power-hitting outfielder, Autumn Taylor helped build the foundation for GW softball's rise within the Atlantic 10. The Severna Park, Maryland native was part of the first Buff and Blue squad to reach the conference final in 2012, and then came back even stronger as a senior in 2013, hitting .350 with 50 hits, 5 triples, 8 home runs, and 44 RBIs in 48 games to earn all conference and all region honors, and help the program set a then program record for wins. Taylor wrapped up her career as the program's all-time leader with 103 RBIs in 176 career games, and she remains among the program's all-time top 10 in that category, as well as home runs, triples, extra base hits, total bases, and slugging percentage. Following her career, she returned to Foggy Bottom to earn her master's degree in exercise physiology in 2016, while serving as a graduate assistant athletic trainer before joining the sports medicine staff full-time for 2 seasons, working primarily with women's basketball. Please join me in welcoming to the GW Athletics Hall of Fame, Autumn Taylor.
Do this. Autumn, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I feel so honored.
Yeah.
You
From being
were-
in the office right next to each other
I
down
know,
in the burn.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Mm-hmm.
So you were really instrumental in building GW softball into a top team in the conference. Quick note, they won in extra innings today, beating Campbell 4-3. What was it like to lead the team to such great achievements, especially the A10 finals your junior year?
I would say it was pretty easy to be a part of a team that we had struggled a lot together. My freshman year, we only won 6 games. So, and if you don't know a lot about softball, you play a lot more than 6 games in a season. So, coming from that year to our junior year and just kind of making the run we did, I think we all just really truly believed in each other and had the determination that we were going to be better. So it's really easy to lead a team when everyone's kind of on the same page. Everyone wants to do this together. So it was really fun. It was really great. It was just really an honor to kind of be a part of that and just see like the softball team grow to what it is now. Watching them over the past couple of years and just continuing to be great has been really awesome.
I love it. A huge part of your legacy.
Oh.
What are some of your best memories from the teams that you played on here? And then I also am curious, why did you decide to come back to GW for grad school and eventually work in the department?
So I'd say my favorite memories probably have to go with that year that we went to the A10 championship. That was just a really, really fun time. Now it's the fact that we're all still close. I mean, there's plenty of them here tonight, so thank you guys for coming. But just being able to like form those friendships and the lasting relationships that you make being a GW student athlete have just been the best part. And then coming back here, I came here for an alumni weekend. I talked to the AD at the time, and he was asking me what I was doing. I said I was applying to be a GA somewhere, and he was like, why not here? And then I thought it was a joke, and Monday morning I get a call from Hens, wherever you are, and he called me and was like, why don't you work here? And that's pretty much what happened. I figured I was injured a lot and I was sick a lot. I missed a lot of my first 2 years on the team between those two things, and spent a lot of time with my athletic trainer. So I just kind of wanted to have the same impact that they had on me and have that impact on student athletes going forward. So the chance to do it at the place I went to school was just kind of icing on the top of the cake.
I love that. You know, I said this to you earlier tonight. I'm so glad that you could be with us tonight. Autumn is currently the athletic trainer for the University of Illinois women's basketball team.
Yep, we had a game last night. We have a game in 2 days, so I was able to make a quick 24-hour trip.
I love it. Well, congratulations again. Super excited for you.
Thank you.
And now, please welcome to the stage men's swimming and diving student athlete Dylan Koo, who will induct our next Hall of Famer from the 2024 class, Andrea Bolognesi.
Good evening. My name is Dylan Koo, and I'm a senior on the men's swimming and diving team, majoring in international affairs. Our next Hall of Famer is GW's first and only NCAA first-team All-American, Andre Bolognesi. Andre was a standout performer from the moment of his arrival in Foggy Bottom. During his 2-year run in the Buff and Blue, Bolognesi won 6 individual Atlantic 10 titles and was named the Atlantic 10 Most Outstanding Performer in both of his trips to the A10 Championships. Bolognesi led GW's men's swimming and diving to its first ever A10 championship in 2016 after earning a total of 7 gold medals, 3 of which were individual and 4 relays. And Bolognesi became the third GW men's swimmer to qualify for the NCAA championships in 2015-2016 and became the first member of the Buff and Blue to qualify for multiple NCAA championships when he qualified the next season. Bolognesi earned the title of NCAA First Team All-American at the 2016 NCAA Championships when he finished 8th in the 100 yards breaststroke A finals to achieve his All-American status. Please join me in welcoming to the GW Athletics Hall of Fame, Andre Bolognesi.
Welcome back. So good
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too. See you all.
I know, and this year the lights are a little bit lighter so we can actually see everybody. It's great. Andrea, you came to GW all the way from Italy. Why was GW such a good fit for you in and out of the pool?
Yeah, so when I initially started looking into the idea of moving to the US and swimming in the US and studying in the US, I was like setting myself basically 3 main criteria that I wanted it to fulfill. The first one being like a really good academic program, and what can you say about it? Yeah. Then second, the second criteria that I was looking into was a school that potentially in an urban area had the chance to set you up for a career in international economics, which was what I was looking into. And what's best than DC for that?
Exactly.
And then third criteria was really a vision for the swimming side of it. So when I started looking into universities in the US, I quite immediately reached out to James Winchester, the former head coach of the swimming team. And I annoyed him a bunch of times during that summer. Multiple times. Video calls at night for him and morning for me. So yeah, really annoying him, and he set up a really set of criteria as well that he wanted to fulfill in his stay here. Mm-hmm. And I really liked that, and I really saw myself about into those and decided to come here.
The rest is history. I am guessing that James Winchester is really glad that you annoyed him.
Yeah.
I love it. So talk about the historic first ever Atlantic 10 championship season, your senior year. What was special about that team, and how were you able to achieve such tremendous success in the pool?
Well, for starters, again, the coaching staff that year, I think, did a tremendous job in recruiting a freshman class that was, like very, very talented, but also ready to rock.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are here, so I want to salute them and and thank them for their role they played in that championship. Then for the returning athletes on the team, I think many did drop like many seconds in their events. I don't think there's a single swimmer that year that swam slower than the previous one, so that's math.
Yeah.
And then, but if I have to think one real reason that made us win that year is that, well, the previous year we like sit down around a table and I asked them like, are we gonna win? And they're like, no chance, man. No chance this year. That year, we decided day one that we were gonna win. And that's the mentality that really set us up to win it. And also allow me, on my personal journey that year, to kind of live through pretty rough injury. And somebody on the team remembers a pretty rough virus on training trip. That mentality really set us up to win. And I think if the mentality that the team had every day, every morning, to practice, I don't think I would have been able to do what I've done that year.
It's incredible. And when we talk about legacy, what you guys started that year just continues year after year after year. And the current team is getting ready to head to Southern Virginia to win another championship this year.
They will.
I love it. Well, congratulations again. We're really honored to induct you in the Hall of Fame.
And now, please welcome to the stage men's basketball student athlete Keegan Harvey, who will induct our next Hall of Famer from the 2024 class, Carl Elliott.
Good evening. My name is Keegan Harvey, and I am a junior on the men's basketball team, majoring in civil engineering. Our next inductee is Carl Elliott, a 3-time Atlantic 10 champion and 4-time All-A-10 honoree. Elliott served as the point guard for some of GW's greatest men's basketball teams. Elliott still possesses the only recorded triple-double in program history on February 17, 2007, versus Temple. He led the Buff and Blue in assists all 4 years in Foggy Bottom and topped the team in steals 3 times. He ranked second in GW program history in career assists and steals, and played in the 9th most games of all time at 122, in which he started 120 of them. The 4th most starts ever at GW. The Buff and Blue won 90 games in his 4 years on campus, winning an A-10 regular season championship and 2 A-10 championship tournament titles, while advancing to 3 straight NCAA tournaments for the only time in program history. Please join me in welcoming to the GW Athletics Hall of Fame, Carl Elliott.
Just the conversation. Now, Carl, we heard about this, but you were a leader on some of the best men's basketball teams ever to compete here. What were the qualities that made you so successful year after year?
I think, it was part of, the teammates that I had, the guys that were on the squad with me, they pushed me to be better. So them pushing me to be better also, helped me push them to get better. The qualities just came with the territory, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. You're being humble. I mean, anybody in the audience that watched him play, It was inspiring.
Thank you.
And you know, I was listening to the stats, and I think we missed one of them, which I bet you lead the program in the most buzzer beaters ever.
I think so.
I know.
I think so.
So it's interesting. I have heard this story over and over, and I believe that anybody that was paying attention to GW men's basketball, when you had the buzzer beater against Charlotte, last game of the regular season, secured a perfect record in the A10, we moved up to, I think, number 6 in the country, right? What was that like?
Man, it was awesome, you know.
Take me through it.
You know, during that game, you know, we were down. Mike Hall had got the late technical foul call and made the free throws. And, you know, Coach Hobbs, when he brought us into the huddle, he draws up a play for a rookie. And, you know, we're all looking like, you know, what the rookie's going to shoot the ball. Like, you know, you got all these good shooters up. But, you know, the rookie gets out there, and I'm on the opposite side of the court. And, you know, when I see him go up to shoot the shot, like, you could just see the trajectory of the ball coming off. And I'm like, man, if I get it, it's going to be a great night tonight. And, you know, I just went up there, and the shot went in, man. And the rest was history. It was like, it was awesome.
What'd you do?
I just ran around on the court. I took my shirt off. You know, I'm super excited, running to my family members and the teammates, you know what I mean? It was a great day. It was a blast. You know, to send those senior guys off with a perfect record was just, you know, it was great.
It was one of the most special seasons that we've ever had here.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. Huge part of your legacy.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, we are so thrilled to induct you into our Hall of Fame. Congratulations again.
Thrilled to be here. Thank you, guys. Awesome. I just want to thank my guy over there, my roommate, Jay Hall, for coming through, man. Appreciate you, good brother.
I was going to do my best impression of Carl Hobbs stomping on the floor, but...
And now, please welcome to the stage women's basketball student athlete Nia Locke, who will induct our final Hall of Famer for the 2024 class, Jonquel Jones.
Saving the best for last, hey. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nia Locke, and I'm a graduate student here at GW on the women's basketball team, majoring in business administration. Our next inductee is Jonquel Jones. Jones was drafted 6th overall in the first round of the WNBA draft in 2016. As GW's first ever first-round selection after a historic career in the Buff and Blue. She ranks 3rd all-time at George Washington in career rebounds, 4th in scoring average 15.4, 5th in block shots, and 23rd in points in just 76 games from 2013 to 2016 after transferring from Clemson. She is one of only 3 players in the storied tradition of women's basketball at GW with 1,000+ points, 800+ rebounds, 100+ block shots in a career. After leading the nation as a senior in rebounding and finishing 13th in the NCAA with 18 double-doubles, Jones earned her 2nd career WBCA All-American nod as well as her 2nd straight Associated Press All-American recognition. She capped her junior season as the A10's player and Defensive Player of the Year as just the 4th player in the conference history to earn both accolades in the same season. Jones currently plays for the WNBA's New York Liberty and was named League MVP in 2021. Please, please join me in welcoming GW Athletics Hall of Fame, Jonquel Jones.
Jonquel. Woo-wee, we made it.
We made it.
Here we are. You know, you had such a storied career at GW, but we weren't your first stop. As you heard, similar to Dr. Gramberg, you went to Clemson first, and then you came here. What was so special about GW? Why did you choose to make that shift?
Well, I don't know like how many of you guys know about Clemson University, but the only thing in Clemson University is Clemson University. So, you know, coming out of high school, I thought I wanted like that traditional college campus and the lawn, and I'm a basketball player. I don't have time to enjoy all these things, you know. But I think just coming to the city was a big part of it, obviously. I went to high school in Maryland. I had a lot of friends and people that I grew up with in the area. I wanted to come to a university that had a student body that had a lot of international students because I'm from the Bahamas. And, you know, I trusted the coaching staff, and I knew that when I transferred, I didn't want to go anywhere else. I wanted to be my final stop, and to this day, I'm happy that I chose GW.
I love it. That coaching staff was special. Anybody on it that's here tonight?
Oh, yeah, we got Coach Sip here, my head coach at the time, Coach Diane Richardson. I call her my second mom, and the person that I lived with when I actually moved from the Bahamas, and she also became my assistant coach at GW, and one of the main reasons why I chose GW. So, yeah, I'm not sure if you have any other coaches, but I think I see Coach Bill Ferrara. Yeah, he was here as well. And yeah, just so many amazing people that have molded me and shaped me into the woman that I am today.
I love it. You know, I had a chance to watch you play, and there were some special teams that you played on. You heard that, you know, we heard that you were named Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, and then a top 10, number 6 draft picked in the WNBA. I'm curious, talk about those teammates that you played with here.
Oh man, they're special. So many of them are here right now supporting me. So I appreciate them so much. But yeah, the special ladies in our bond was definitely bigger than basketball. It was a sisterhood, and it still is, and it's obvious of what it is. So those ladies, they helped me through a lot of tough moments. Had some injuries and other stuff like that. Transferred in, and as soon as I came here, they opened up their arms to me and invited me into this program, and those are my sisters. So to this day, I'm extremely blessed to have them in my life and to be able to call on them no matter what. And we even went out today, had some food, and just talked about the good old times and walked around campus, went to the bookstore and everything. So yeah, just a lot of amazing people who I'm just truly blessed to have met and have in my life.
Incredible. You know, we have a bunch of current student athletes here who look at you and think maybe someday they could be a professional athlete. How did you reach this level of success?
Oh, wow. Well, I was never satisfied. I think that's the main thing. I was never satisfied with where I was at the time, and I had a dream of like what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be, but I always just took it one step at a time. And I remember, you know, some family members coming to watch me play my junior year in college here at GW, and they were like, "Oh, have you talked to anybody from the WNBA?" And I'm just like, I wasn't even thinking about the WNBA at the time. I'm just like, A-10 championship, you know, next step after that. And so I think I just focused on the task at hand and tried to build myself and develop myself for what the nearest goal was, and then just build one step at a time from there. And so it's definitely possible. Anybody in this room, I was a student here, and I walked the same halls as all of you, and you guys can do it as well.
So inspiring. I'll share one little anecdote. There was a time the team had suffered a loss, and I heard the basketball bouncing in the gym, probably about an hour after game time. I'm still in the office, and I hear the ball bouncing. So I thought, who's in there? So I walk into the gym, and there's JJ shooting free throws. And that embodies who you are, right? Never satisfied, always working hard, such an inspiration. You continue to inspire us. We are thrilled to induct you into the GW Athletics Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So now I would like to invite everybody that was just inducted into the 2024 Hall of Fame back to the stage so we can get a big group picture. Okay. In the middle. Okay.
We're going to need everybody to sit.
Oh, we're going to go over to the GW.
If you put your name tag back on, please take it off.
Get my mic on. Is it on? All right. One more time, round of applause for our 2024 inspiring class. Please join us for a reception, third floor, grand ballroom. We get to celebrate and take a lot of pictures. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Abe. That was great.
This concludes our ceremony.